In this tutorial, I would talk about how you can plot a normal distribution of log returns in Excel. As we look at this Excel file here, in column A we have the dates for the S&P 500 data. Then we have the corresponding closing prices for each month in column B, and then we've calculated the logarithmic returns of the closing prices in column C. We see that in column C we have calculated the log returns by taking the log of, for example, in cell C2 we have calculated the log return by taking the log of B2 and subtracting it by log of B3. You can check the formula for log returns in the asset returns content. After that, we have calculated the mean of the logarithmic returns, which is nothing but the average of all the cells from C2 to C762. Yeah, the data consists of 762 cells here, so that's why we've taken it goes from cell 2 to cell 762. That's why we have taken the average of all the cells. So the mean is this value here highlighted. Then we have calculated the standard deviation as well, similarly by using stdev function. After that, we have calculated the bin. We have made a bin column where we define the intervals for which we are trying to. Because a normal distribution, we always need a interval, and we again need the frequency of data in that particular interval. So bin is nothing but the intervals we decide. So it can be arbitrary, it can be up to our own consent. My strategy was to look into the column log returns, but since we are trying to plot the normal distribution for logarithmic returns here, and then I sort this entire data and look at the smallest and the largest value here, and then accordingly I try to make my bin such that the smallest value in the bin, the range of the data, it lies between the smallest value in the bin and the largest value in the bin. So that way we get this 0.25, and the last value is 0.154. So between 0.25 and 0.154 we see that all the values here in the logarithmic returns are being contained, and then we can decide on the interval as per our own consent here. So I took uh, I took 0.004 as the difference. So then I keep adding 0.004 into each particular cell, and then we get the bin here, the entire column. After that, the final one is normal distribution. So here we use the normal distribution function, as you see in the top here. I'm sorry. So for this, we have the norm.dist function, where we are trying to calculate the normal distribution values corresponding to this bin. So for our value in F2 we would use E2 here, and D2 and D4 would remain the same because the mean and the standard deviation are the same. Please pay attention to this, since we're using dollar signs here. So the reason why we use dollar signs is because we are trying to keep the value of mean and standard deviation same as here, because if you don't include the dollar sign, it would be taking values from, it will keep on changing the value. It will start from E2, then it go to E3, E4, like that, but we need the value to be fixed, so that's why we're using dollar signs. Now we have the bin and the normal distribution, and that's all we need to plot the normal distribution. So we would basically just select these values here, both of these. So I have around 102 set of values. So I select this, then I go to scatter, I choose smooth marked scatter, and this is what we get. So this is the normal distribution we get. We can further make changes into this graph and make it more comprehensible and more aesthetic as per our own convenience. Things like we can always delete these lines. and we can again make it smooth. We go to marker style and we go to no marker. So we can do things like this, and we can make it more comprehensive and more beautiful, I would say. So yeah, here it was the tutorial for making a normal distribution.